If you're going through a tough time, just know that you are not alone. Hi guys, welcome to my channel where I post vlogs and lifestyle content, and today I just wanted to talk about, to those that are going through a rough time, because I'm always there. And this is something that I would want someone telling me. And unfortunately, I don't know, your story, obviously. I don't know if you have anyone in your life, but a lot of the things that I've personally gone through, I've gone through it alone, except of course, God was with me the whole time. But when I mean like alone, I mean I didn't have really friends or, family or anybody that was there for me with everything that I was going through previously. And the fact that I've been closer to God in the last couple of years, in regards of my relationship, I've never been a non-believer, but I didn't really have the relationship with God that I have now. But before then, I felt so alone. And what I went through last year, as that helped me get closer to God, I know that I'm not alone. So the point of me telling you this is that you may feel alone, that you're going through this rough patches alone, but trust me, you're not. And even if you're not a believer, just know that other people are going through either similar things or have gone through similar things. And this is your reminder that nobody's perfect. Everybody has problems in life. Everybody has, the mountains that they need to climb, because things are always going to happen. We are not in control all the time, obviously. I like to believe that God is in control of everything, because he truly is. And, we're going to go through things in life. That's just the way it is. But when you shift your mindset, when you, whether you believe in God or not, but if you do believe in God, when you start coming to God with your problems, with your battles, you're going to get through it a lot better than if you weren't. And I'm saying this because I used to pray before, but it wasn't consistently, and it wasn't like every time that I was going through something. But since I've worked on that relationship, every time I do have a problem or I'm going through something, I pray about it. I pray in my own space, in my own place. I have to pray about it because it helps. It really, really helps. And I'm going to share some of the other things that has helped me get through, rough times. And it just really a shift of mindset. When you are going through it, you have to remind yourself that this time is also going to pass. This too shall pass. So you have to remind yourself that it's going to be temporary. No matter how long, it's going to be temporary, and it's going to get better, and you're not alone. So things that have helped me is, obviously, I've read a lot of books over the years, from being someone who used to hate reading in high school and stuff. But really, it was just that I hated reading the books that I was assigned to read. I like reading books that I find interesting. So when I came across a book at the airport in 2018 that changed my life, and I'm not kidding you guys, that book, You Are a Badass at Making Money, that book by Jen Sincero, changed my life. It changed the way I started thinking. And if you've noticed, if you've been here for a while, over the years, I've shifted so much. I've grown so much, which I'm really happy about. And I continue to grow because not only am I reading the books, but slowly I implement those things in my life. And that's the whole thing about reading. It's not just about, hey, I read the book and I throw it away. Yes, I put it somewhere with the rest of the books, but that's why I like highlighting. So whenever I need to go back, I can go back to the book and, see what I really stood out to me. And I start implementing things that I've learned. So the biggest thing was mindset. So, we can either go through something and be like, I'm a victim. This is it. This is happening to me. Have that mindset instead of saying, this is happening for me. I'm gonna learn from the thing that's happening, and I'm either, you know, whether you want to share it in hopes to inspire other people, like I'm doing now, in hopes, but you know, that's what I mean. Like, you know that it's happening for you and that it's temporary and that you're gonna grow stronger from it. You're gonna get better from it. So you need to really work on that mindset part a lot, because it's gonna change your life, as it has for me, I'm pretty sure. But you know, for me, what I have to remind myself is, yes, a lot of the times the things we are going through might be small to compare to what other people are going through. So always know that people have it worse than, you know, how you have it right now. And it might feel like it's not, or people aren't. Truth is, it probably is, because everyone's going through something. Even if they're not going through something right now in this moment, they've either have gone through those rough times, or in the future they might go through those rough times. So yeah, so I say remind yourself you're not alone, and you know, pray and read books to help with your mindset, and you know, change your mindset. And another thing I like doing is journaling. So there are different ways to journal, so you can find the way you like journaling. So let's say if you like before you go to bed or something, if you're dealing with something really, really hard or going through that, just write down everything you're feeling, and then write down everything you want to be feeling. Like if you're going through health things, write down, right now this is how I feel. I'm sad, I'm angry, I'm upset because I'm going through this, but I know, on the other side you're gonna put, but I know this is happening for me, that I'm going to heal from this. I'm going to come up stronger, and I'm going to rise up from this. So, you know, that's the whole thing about mindset, because you're seeing it from a different perspective. You're using a positive thought, a positive mindset to shift that thing around. And yeah, so things, I know, like I've heard people like tell me to, like, oh, it'll get better, and I know at that time it's not gonna feel like it's gonna get better, and it's like, yeah, thanks, whatever. But you really have to start believing that in order for things to get better and to work on it. And don't focus too much on the negative, don't focus too much on the problem. Try to focus on the solution. What can I do in this present moment to help me get out of this rough times? What can I do? And you know, let's just use money as an example, because you know, a lot of people, they're stressed, they're worried, their rough times could be because of financial decisions, financial things, hard times that they're going through. So you have to really be like, okay, so this is happening, that's it, it's happening already, or it happened already. I can't keep focusing on the past or what happened, the negative. I have to focus on the present, on what I can do, what I can learn from it. So don't worry too much on what has happened or is happening, but worry about what you're going to do about it. So, you know, let's say, I don't know, you lost $20. I'm just gonna use like, you know, just a small amount, just an example. So I could sit here and be like the victim, like, I'm so dumb, I'm so this, talk those negative thoughts and say, how can I lose this $20, you know, and just think about all that negative, like, I lost $20, I'm gonna be mean to that person because I lost $20. So what you want to do is just sit back and be like, okay, I lost $20, it's really not the end of the world. What can I do to get that $20 back? So think about all the ways you can get that $20 back. Is it maybe borrowing it and then paying that person back? Is it working an extra shift and getting that back, or manifesting, or, you know, being more giving so that you can receive, or things like that, you know, if you're not a person who gives, things like that. Like, you have to think of the solution of how things can get better. And back to health too, it's like, okay, I'm going through this whole thing right now, and if you haven't seen any of my videos, this has happened to me. I've gone through multiple health things. What you can do about it is journal and pray until you are healed, and continue praying after that too. So just don't just pray when it's like the rough times, but you gotta pray all the time, so God can help you get through like life on earth. Yeah, so those are the things that help me. And like I said, a lot of times we might be dealing with all of this alone, but we're not really alone. So you might not have a friend to call, or you call a friend and they don't really want to be supportive, they don't want to be there for you. Because from what I remember, like beginning of 2020, the hardest thing I went through, really nobody was there and we were stuck at home. So I had to deal with my emotions, with the things I was going through. And although I was really, really, really hard on myself at what has happened, I had to do what I had to do. So, I read more books, I ordered more books, I was reading a lot, I had started journaling that year, and just went out and tried to work on those emotions, those, that negative mindset, like, oh, this is my fault, like I'm the victim in this. But no, at the end of the day, you learn everything happens for you, not to you, and everything happens for a reason, believe it or not, it does. And we got to focus on the present. We got to focus on what we can do to make the situation a lot easier for us, rather than just sitting here being a victim and being upset about it. And that's just draining, honestly, like that's just draining. And I have to consistently remind myself that too, because obviously I go through hard times too, and I let like all my negative thoughts and mindset at that time get to me. And then it's like a light bulb, and it's like, why am I doing this to myself? Like, why am I feeling this way? And then I realize what's going on and I try to work on it. So that is how I deal with the rough times, and I hope this is kind of helpful to you guys, and it was a great reminder to you that everything will be okay at the end. Don't panic, just take it baby steps. So whatever you think about after the situation that has taken place, just remind yourself too that it might not happen overnight where you fix the situation. It can be baby steps. Let's say like, oh, I gained so much weight. I can either sit here and call myself fat and just be hard on myself that I gained so much weight, which I'm guilty of. I do this a lot to myself too, which isn't healthy, because then it's like just all the negative things, and it's a negative self-talk. We don't want that. So instead of doing that, you want to say, okay, I'm going to lose X amount of pounds. I'm going to eat healthier. And obviously, again, it's not going to happen overnight. You might be going through rough times. That's not going to get fixed or better overnight. But over time, trust me, it's going to get better. So things like that. It's like baby steps. So I can start drinking more water today. If I'm drinking only 2 bottles, drink 3 bottles tomorrow. Okay, if I'm eating out today, I can try to cook tomorrow, or at least get like a healthier option. Things like that. So make changes and see how things will work out. So if you try any of these, let me know in the comments if you've tried anything that has worked. So put your recommendations too. I love learning more and thinking, seeing what other people are doing that helps them. And another thing too is maybe find a professional that you can also talk to if you feel like you really don't have anyone, and it's really, really hard. So yeah. Other than that, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe and like the video, and I'll see you in my next video.